Hi everyone, it's TheTidesChanging here, and welcome to my first speed build in The Sims 4. This house is a modern starter home, and it's actually going to be one of the houses that I use in my Sims 4 Let's Play. And pretty much in my Sims 4 Let's Play, I'm going to be following the lives of 8 friends. Actually, I guess 7 friends and 1 guy that everyone kind of hates. But anyway, I split them up into 4 different households of 1 to 3 Sims because I wanted to play with a bunch of different Sims and personalities that explore all the different careers, but you know, I felt like it'd be a little bit much to play with 8 Sims in the same household, so, you know, I thought it'd be fun to split them up and play with multiple households. I did put a trailer, you know, introducing the Sims and their personalities a couple days ago, and I'll link to that in the description just in case, you know, some of you are interested in checking it out and haven't yet. But anyway, this house will, of course, be for CJ, who is the loner of the group, and he decided to move to Oasis Springs on his own rather than stick around in Willow Creek where everyone grew up at. But I decided I wanted to make him kind of a flashy modern home, you know. I didn't want to just make him a simple cottage type house because he's actually materialistic, so I felt like he would want a house that he could brag about, you know, and just show off. So I wanted to give him something unique and a little bit different. So I thought it'd be fun to make sort of this 2-floor lofted design. I mean, it did add a little bit to the price, but I think it looks really neat. So pretty much in the rectangular area, it's open, most of the area is open, you know, for a whole 2 floors, and then the bedroom is kind of on this lofted area up above the bathroom, and then there's a little bump out there for the kitchen, because I didn't want to make the house just a rectangle, because, you know, that would be sort of boring, and I actually did start on I had something different in mind originally, like kind of what I envisioned before is basically a rectangle and a roof that kind of started from the ground and went over the house, kind of like a dome type of a thing. I'm not sure if that makes a lot of sense, but I actually started on building it and it just looked weird. So I ended up just completely scrapping that design and starting over, but I mean I only spent about 10 or 15 minutes on it, so it wasn't really that huge of a loss, and I mean this looks so much better than the weird dome type thing I initially had going on. But something I really like about the exterior of this house is how the half roof that's over the kitchen bump out area kind of extends over the second floor area and curves over, so it's kind of like it continues through the other roof. I don't know, I thought that looked kind of neat when I did it, and I also decided to use the green doors that are paired with the blue windows because I want this house to be kind of funky and colorful, but not, you know, like not too colorful so it's ridiculous. But I was trying to mess around with the exterior wall painting, and I didn't really know what to do, so I just stuck that wallpaper on and then left it because, you know, I was like, you know what, screw this, I'll come back to it later because I just did not know what to do. So I do change it later if you're looking at it and thinking, oh, that looks gross, I hope that doesn't stick. It doesn't, so don't worry about that. But now moving on to the interior and doing the kitchen, and I'm of course using the cheapest kitchen counters and kitchen appliances because, you know, it's a starter home, that's the only way to keep it a starter home. Something that drives me nuts though with furnishing starter homes is that I can't be as detailed as usual because, you know, decorations are kind of expensive, and also the cheaper objects tend to not really look the best. Although I will say that the cheap objects in The Sims 4 actually look a good bit better than the ones in The Sims 3. I mean, these are the cheapest counters and they actually look pretty decent, you know, they're a lot better than the cheapest counters that came with The Sims 3, which I think were they're like the old-fashioned ones with the flowers on them and like the backsplash is curved. You guys probably know which one I'm talking about. But I did kind of initially go with this bright blue theme for this house, just because, like I said, I wanted it to be very colorful, but I feel like that looked kind of tacky, I guess. Like, it was too bright, and I felt like the bright blue counters look kind of cheap, and then I was initially trying to carry that on with the bathroom by having the bright blue sink, and then I did use the assistance of the pre-made rooms to kind of pick out the wall patterns, and I've actually found those very useful, like when playing on my own, because when I'm kind of playing, I guess you could call it current household, but you know, whenever I'm playing on my own, I don't want to spend a ton of time decorating because I just want to play, so that actually is very helpful because I can just be like, oh, you know what, I want a nice looking bathroom, and then I just go through looking for a nice looking bathroom and then just pull the stuff out of it, and just makes it so much easier. But you know, when building when building houses for videos and stuff, I do kind of like to do things on my own and take the time to do that. But the furnishing is pretty much done. It actually didn't really take me that long at all because, you know, there isn't really a ton, you know, it's a starter home, so I can't really put as much furniture in, which, you know, like I said before, kind of drove me nuts because I was like, I feel like there should be more in there and it should be more detailed, but I can't make it. But here I'm going through and picking out the wall covering, so I just kind of use this plain gray wallpaper over most of the walls. And then in the bathroom there, I had that green tiled accent wall, and then I'm just kind of placing that on the ends of the houses, you know, the window end, to just kind of have a nice accent for it. And here's when I go through and change the blue theme that I had going to green to kind of match the walls I had and match the doors wall, which I thought looked really nice, and I thought that that green thing looked a little bit classier, I guess. You know, it looked a little bit nicer than the blue theme, and just, you know, it really made the place look so much better. Since the interior of the house is pretty much done, I'm moving back out to the exterior and just doing a little bit of landscaping so that things weren't completely barren. Although I couldn't really put a whole lot of plants in due to the whole money constraint thing, but I think I did pretty well with, you know, what I had to spend. But something that I do really need to mention before the end of this video is that I did change my origin ID to TheTidesChanging, because I explained in a couple of previous videos that due to mix-up it was TheTidesChanging. But I finally changed it, got that whole thing straightened out, so it's correct now, so you can find me by searching for TheTidesChanging. And also you can find this house by searching for a lofty start, or, you know, just searching for my profile in general. And if you want to know whenever I upload a lot or anything else to the gallery, then, you know, be sure to follow me so you can keep up to date on everything. But anyway, at this point, the landscaping is pretty much done, so I'm just going back to fix up the wallpaper, because as I said before, I did not like what I had at all. So I first covered the whole house in white, and then I want to do something different for the bump out area and also the curved roof on the top there, so I changed it to that blue tile, which I actually think looks really, really neat. Here I was looking into adding some outdoor lights, but then I realized that lights cost money, and this house is already kind of cutting it close to the 20,000 simoleon limit, since at this point there's only about 350 or so simoleons left, I think. And, you know, I feel like there was enough light filtering outside from the interior of the house, so I didn't think it really was necessary to add some exterior lighting. The house is pretty much done now, other than a few finishing touches, and I do go back into the interior and add a couple of decorations with some of the remaining money. But for the showcase of this video, I decided to use some video clips rather than screenshots like I have been recently. So I'm gonna be leaving off of here soon, so I hope you all enjoy the rest of this video.